Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. You know, I've been asking that question for a good minute as far as what does Sam actually do? And, so she's still a shareholder or whatever. She still owns part of the company of Aurora. But she hasn't been there for a while. And, when Jax talked to her, Jax was like, so, listen, half of the company is hurting because, you haven't been there. And so I'm just kind of wondering, when are you coming back? And Sam was just like, I'm not ready. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, why are you not ready for it? Like, what's stopping you? You have money, you have babysitters, you have a family that can sit there and watch your children from the time that you work to the time that you get home. So, what's exactly stopping you? Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. It made no sense whatsoever. She was like, I'm not ready to come back. And I'm like, I can't possibly sit there and think of what's actually holding you back from, going to work. Hell, she doesn't seem like the type of person that will just sit there and be like, you know what, listen, I'm rich, I don't have to go to work or whatever. Like, she seems like, even though she has money from the Quartermaines, Jason, and whoever else, she doesn't seem like the type of person that's just going to just sit back and just be like, nah, I'll just count my millions in bed or whatever. Like, she doesn't seem like that type of person. So, I don't really understand why is she not going back to work. But she also talked to Sonny to try to get his perspective on, Alexis and how did he quit his addiction as far as, I don't even remember what his addiction was. Maybe it was drinking or something. I'm not too sure. But, Sonny pretty much just like, listen, I found my way out. She'll find her way out. She's a smart person. Awesome. So glad we had this conversation. I was kind of sitting there thinking of more details of your way of how you got out of it, but that really didn't do anything. Wow. And literally, that was the whole meeting to try to find out, listen, how did you get away from your addiction, so this way I can help, Alexis. And I felt like he really didn't give sound advice at all. It seemed like something was out of a greeting card. That's the best way I could sit there and describe it. And yeah, that was pretty much more or less her role. One second. That was pretty much her role in the whole story. Let's see, what was Jax's role in the whole story? So he was there hugging Carly. Nina got jealous. And, they went back to the Metro Court. And, actually, to tell you the truth, they didn't go right back to the Metro Court. They were talking in the police station about, now, as far as, where Nina's going to put Nell's body at and stuff like that. And, just trying to work up the courage to tell Carly. And, man, that did not go well at all. Because she talked to Carly and, she was like, listen, I'm, preparing Nell's body or whatever, and I'm going to place it in the cemetery or whatever. And Carly was like, I'm sorry, what? You mean that's to Morgan and, Willow's actual dead child? Are you out your damn mind? And so she went off on her. And, Nina was like, listen, I'm just trying to be... Because Nina was just trying to be compassionate. And Carly was like, listen, you're trying to fix yourself. I don't give a damn what you have to do. Go to therapy. Whatever you got to do to fix yourself. But, yeah. She just was not having it. She went off on her. And then she walked off. And, Nina was, Nina looked like she went 10 rounds of Carly and lost on the first round. Jax came back over there and Jax was like, so how did it go? That bad? Really? And, Nina was like, well, do you agree with her? And he pretty much took her side. He was like, listen, I get that you're trying to be compassionate. I think that's a great thing. But it's, it's misplaced. And that pretty much just kind of confirmed the fears that Valentine gave her not that long ago about how, listen, at the end of the day, it comes down to Carly. And for people who've been watching the show, and I think even one of the actresses said, like, like Carly and her men, Jason, Sonny, and Jax, will sit there and defend her, will love her, will be with her at one point in time. And when it all comes down to it, everyone drops what they're doing because it's Carly time. And yeah, she's kind of getting that whole feel, the whole taste of the whole thing. She's just kind of getting that now. I'm not gonna lie, I was just about to sit there and say, I feel bad for her. Then I remember how she treated Willow Tate and nearly lost her job because she called Charlotte out on her bratty behavior. So, no, actually I do not feel bad for her at all. I think that's probably one of the unfortunate sides of watching the show for so long, is that I can't come in there like I do with Days and be like, oh, I can defend this person because I didn't see what this person did forehand. I can only hear about the stories of it. Like, if I just heard the stories of when Nina tried to get Willow fired and pretty much acted like she was better than her and that now, Charlotte can do no wrong. If I heard those stories, I might have felt, alright, you know what, that's kind of screwed up, but it was a while ago. But actually watching it, it was so disgusting. It was so disgusting to this day. I can't let that go. And I feel like the actress, the woman that originally played Nina, couldn't let that go because she's not on there anymore. So, yeah, when I sit there and say I don't feel bad for her, I really don't. And just to kind of sidebar for a little bit, I know some people feel they can't get over what happened with Franco, what Franco did to Michael. Like, that's just never going to be let go. They're never going to let go of that. And I can understand that. So, with that being said, where the hell was I actually at? So many damn characters in this episode. Oh yeah, I don't feel bad for Nina. Let's talk about Chase and Jordan, because Chase is, he talked to Brando. He's still following up on the case, even though it's been dismissed. And Brando was like, yo, listen, it's been dismissed. I want to get back to my workout. You can beat it. And so he goes to talk to Jordan, and Jordan's like, listen, the case is closed. There's other cases that need your attention. Pick one and go with it, pretty much. And she walks back in the office with Curtis. And Chase is like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to continue with this case. He started calling leads or whatever to kind of like get more details about the whole, Brando case. And Jordan's in the interrogation room with Curtis like, yo, I think he knows that there's something up. He's going to figure it out sooner or later. I shut it down way too fast. All the favors I've been doing for Cyrus is going to catch up, and he's going to notice it. And yeah, the minute that Chase, I guess he forgot his wallet, and that does kind of suck. It's amazing. He didn't actually have to pay for anything the whole day. But anyway, he forgot his wallet at the gym, and he went to the gym, and he saw Brando shaking Cyrus' hand. Earlier, Brando and Cyrus had a meeting. And just long story short, Brando agreed to work with Cyrus as his driver / bodyguard. Let's see. Oh, so what I said before about the whole Brooklyn and Valentine hooking up, yeah, that happened. That happened, and to be honest, I think everyone saw that coming. I mean, come on now. You got both of them at the bar, and the minute that, Brooklyn apologized to Valentine, it was like, yep. I can see where this is going to go. I mean, come on now. They're both sitting up there, they're commiserating, they're drinking. You know, the body language, they're getting a little closer. They talk about, and it sounds so bad when I sit there and say it. Pretty much, Brooklyn talks about her daddy issues. Valentine talks about his broken, lonely heart. And, you know, they both kind of meet somewhere in the middle. And by the middle, I mean sex. Yeah, so that happens. Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm missing something. There's so many people. Michael and Willow decide they're going to get a divorce. Well, Michael was just like, listen, we don't have to sit there and keep up this charade anymore. Nella's gone. There's no reason for us to be together and not be in love with other people or just feel love again. So let's just kind of get this over with. And Willow really seemed like she was kind of dragging her heels on that. And I'm partly like, can we just figure this whole thing out? Like, are y'all together? Are y'all gonna be together? Are y'all not gonna be together? Can we just figure this whole damn thing out? And so, you know, they pretty much decide to just kind of, you know, get an annulment or whatever. And they walk out and they see Dante. Which, by the way, I don't know what happened to Dante, but man, when I sit there and say this guy went through hell, I mean, there are like scars, hardcore scars on his back. Wow. And this dude woke up like in a cold sweat or whatever, thinking that he still is a danger to Lulu. He goes downstairs, he sees Michael. It's amazing that they just all went to sleep and none of them just crossed paths until the morning. But anyway, he sees Michael, they talk or whatever, hug and everything, and, you know, he gets to meet Willow, and, you know, he's really happy about, you know, her being part of the family. Until she says, yeah, I'm going to miss it. Because I'm no longer going to be part of the family. And, you know, Dante's like, listen, those annulments take a while. And, you know, Michael's like, well, we're in no rush. What do you mean we're in no rush? You're the one that just... You know, as I was sitting there thinking, you know, thinking about stuff to talk about during the review or whatever, I was sitting there thinking, you know, one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of people do not like Michael is that he's not really decisive with his actions. And he's either always having other people fight his battles, choose what he's going to do, think for him. And I was sitting there thinking about this whole Willow thing, but I was like, you know what, there was so much going on between Mike and the shootout and everything else. So I'm going to give him a pass on this whole, you know, breaking up thing. But, Christ, Michael, you really need to decide if you actually want to be with Willow or not, because I feel like he still is doing this for her, but he kind of wants her, and she wants him, but she's not going to say anything, and I'm not going to lie, it's kind of giving me a headache just sitting there talking about it. I had an idea for another video. But anyway, he decides to get an annulment, and then they kind of just both, like, look at each other, and yeah, that happens. Diane talks to Sonny about Carly and keeping the damn mouth shut. Literally. And she was like, listen, I billed her double because, you know, she spoke out of turn. And basically was like, listen, you know, when she said that she wanted, like, she was glad that Nell was dead. You know, she talked about motive and convictions and all this other stuff like that, adding up. The thing is, I felt like she had to sit there and talk about it in a certain way, so that way Carly can understand what was going on. Kind of like you're talking to a child. Anyway, she's sitting there talking to Carly. I mean, she's sitting there talking to Diane, and Diane's sitting there talking to Sonny. Wow. Just about the whole case and everything like that, and, you know, what happened, just kind of catching them up on it. And, you know, when, Carly talks to Sonny, Sonny's like, yo, Diane just talked to me about how you couldn't keep your damn mouth shut, and, you really need to do a better job, because the only thing that's stopping you from going to jail is you. But then they also talk about, God, what the hell is her name? Nina, and, you know, burying Nell next to Morgan, and, you know, just that whole mess. So that's the whole thing. Dustin and Lulu. Exactly what I mean by so many characters. Sidebar, you know, I was sitting there looking at Brock TV's reviews, and sometimes I was sitting there like, wow, his reviews sometimes would be like 20 something, 24 something minutes long or whatever. It's like, how did he add up so much? Like, how did it just... And then I sit there and I look at the characters, it was like, Jesus Christ. Now I can see why his things, like, the time just adds up so much. So yeah, let's talk about Lulu and Dustin. Dustin's at this point is like, yo, listen, Dante's back. I understand if you want to be with him. I'm not gonna stand in your way. Do what you gotta do. Do what's best for you. But Lulu's like, you know what? Listen, what's best for me is you. Dante chose to leave. He chose to sit there and tell me to, you know, move on, and that's what I'm doing. So they talk about it and they work it out. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this is one of those things where it's like, for soap opera reasons, yes, this works out. They're gonna be together. They're gonna do the whole love triangle thing. It's gonna be drama, and we're gonna like it, even if we find it kind of stupid. Practicality-wise, I don't know if that's a word, but I'm gonna make it a word. This is pretty stupid. I really think that they should probably just take a break. Lulu should kind of figure out her feelings and see if she wants to be with, you know, Dante or not. Because dragging Dustin through this whole thing, he's a nice guy, he's a good guy. And you know what they say, unfortunately, about good guys. Good guys finish last. And this is going to be one of those cases. You know, she's going to do this whole back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is why when Sam was like, listen, I'm going to take some time away from Drew and Jason, just kind of just clear my head. You know, a lot of people kind of really gave her crap for it, but at least she decided to take a step back. Lulu should do the same thing, except for Sam is a lot older, so it makes more sense, except for the fact that she doesn't want to go back to work, but that's another story. But yeah, she should just kind of take a step back, you know? She didn't imagine Dante just walking back in her life with her kids or whatever. You know? Take some time to herself, kind of just regroup. But, you know, that's what people would do in the real world. And, yeah. So, I'm going to pause it while I look at my cheat sheet. Yes, so, that's it. That is the end of the review. Let me know. I'm trying to not drop this water on my bed. Let me know what you think of this whole thing. Let me know what you think of, don't even know where to start. Brooklyn and Valentine thing, because, well, no one saw that coming. To an extent, but let's be fair. The minute that Valentine started talking about Charlotte and being a better dad and stuff like that, and Brooklyn and her daddy issues, I mean, come on. But let me know what y'all think about the whole hooking up with Brooklyn and Valentine and just this whole story. Let me know what your opinion is. Let me know what you think. If anything that I missed, let me know. Honestly, to tell you too, sometimes I will pause it because I make sure that I don't miss anything. But I'm starting to sit there and think, you know what? If I missed something, it probably wasn't that important. With that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Catch you in the next review.